Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is League Unlock. I am Eric. That is Mark. We are slowly approaching the summit of LCS preseason power rankings. And the top two, I feel like pretty much anybody would have picked these when the big offseason news was dropping for these two respective teams. I don't think I can stomach any argument against these guys as the top two. I don't think I can take it.
I'm not having it. It's not happening right now. And it doesn't matter who out of the ones that we've just covered that you want to put in to these positions. Not accepted, not allowed. There's a lot of times we make lists and I'm like, okay, you know what? It's personal preference. And if you want to agree, you want to argue with us about something else completely different, okay. Not the story today, guys. This is a concrete top two in North America.
And coming in that number two spot, it's Team Liquid. Honestly, I can't praise them enough because every single year since 2018 when they went all in and started winning, it's been every offseason they spend the money and you say, at least on paper, every time, yeah, pretty good upgrade. You know, Jensen, Core JJ come in and it was like, okay, they were already the best team in North America, now an immediate upgrade. I think both Santorin and Alphari, you pretty confidently can say on paper, they're upgrades, big upgrades.
And not only can you say upgrades on paper, right? When you're looking at what you feel, right? You know, the intangibles that you can't really look at statistics and other things that have gone over. You're talking about the chemistry, how you feel they're going to play together, how they should be able to, the play styles matching up. It seems like a dream, really, for the Team Liquid lineup, what they were able to do this offseason, how they were able to pivot from what they had last year and looking at the strengths and what you were, looking at the overall year and going, okay, this was bad, this is negative, this was good, this was positive, this is what you want to build upon, and taking that to the next stage, taking that to the next level. And with the money backed up from Steve, that's exactly what Team Liquid management has done. You really like to see not only the acquisitions and moves that they've made for their on-Rift product as far as the players, but I think as well, ironing out the coaching staff, the rest of the staff are surrounding Jat has been a big job as well this offseason, and I really like Team Liquid's moves.
Yeah, the coaching staff you saw, guys like Spawn going to be working with the academy team. Jat had a hand in all of this. Cold coming over as well. So that's exciting in itself. And you saw Jat, they got the whole coaching staff did a great job in bouncing back in that summer split. And a guy like Alphari, because of course, coming over to NA is the retirement home. The memes are all there. You're just going for money. But a guy like Alphari, you're coming from the 10th place team in the LEC. Even if it's North America, not nearly as competitive or good of a region, it's a big up to go to the second best team coming into the split as opposed to whatever Astralis was doing.
And people like to joke, retirement type of league, retirement check picking up from Alphari. Oh, it's not a problem. Still, when he's heading over to Team Liquid to be with this squad, he's going to be looked at as you have to be the best top lane option in North America. You need to be the king and you need to be a top level performer. And given what we have seen from you over the past 2 years specifically, really recent, right? Going from the recent records, you're looking at his performance, and especially, as you said, on teams that weren't performing to the level that they should have, his performance stands out as him really doing that thing that he needed. Gonna have to deliver that level of performance in North America. Certainly not washed up, certainly not close to retirement. Got to deliver the level that you're being paid at.
He got first team All-Pro in the LEC against guys like Wonder and Bwipo in the top side on a team that went 6-12. That is a feat in itself that is incredibly impressive. I don't think you'll have any issues here in North America. Sure, you got to fit into the dynamic that is Team Liquid, but we've seen the organization and coaching staff, as we already talked about as a whole, one of the very best in the entire region. Core JJ, one of the best leaders that we have. It's kind of hilarious that Tactical is actually the only NA-born player or originally non-imported player. Now you have 3 European players and a Korean in Core JJ, but hey, they're all lovable guys on Team Liquid.
That's the secret of NA.
That's the secret sauce. No NA players.
Exactly. Getting the international community to help us out and put together NA's strength. That's Team Liquid. and what we're seeing. I love that you mentioned Santorin there at the end. I think that's certainly really important. I think a lot of people are going to overlook the addition and impact and change that he can bring to Team Liquid is something I'm really excited about. And as we talk, adding Alphari, your big, the big money acquisition, really, so to speak. Well, how do you support that, right? How do you back it up? Bringing a jungler like Santorin, his mentality, his the way that he's approaching the game, the way that he's going to be there, talking to everybody outside of the game for Team Liquid. I really think that that was a strong move to bolster this lineup, and as well to make it so that you're adding an Alphari. Here's an extra move that we do to try and make that even stronger of a position to take.
And I really like the signing of these two guys because it's not the typical, necessarily big star signing that Team Liquid has done in the past splits or years. But both of these guys, even when their teams have been struggling, and obviously FlyQuest had an incredible 2020, but they have just put consistent performances for split after split after split now, and they've earned a position on a top team within North America. And if you were in 2018 and you say Broxa is going to leave a team, but don't worry, Santorin is going to replace him, and it's a big upgrade. That sounds insane.
It sounds insane, but really when you think back and kind of take that extra step back and look at the situation, ever since Santorin came back to North America, he's really been a top 3 jungler for the region, if not top 2, right? You're talking about pretty much Blabber and Santorin at what you're providing at the top level in North America. And again, even at that point, you're talking about different styles as well.
Very different styles. No one has the Blabber style, quite like Blabber.
Definitely not Santorin, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, obviously he's a much more, I don't want to say passive because that sounds like a negative.
Anyone is compared to Blabber.
More calculated. We'll put it politically correct. More calculated. But I think that fits perfectly with what the playstyle of Team Liquid is as a whole. And let's not forget, this is a team that actually showed up at Worlds for North America, even though they didn't get out of groups.
And the expectation should have been heading into this year. Number one, the Team Liquid fans should be looking and hearing this news. And I guess maybe if you're not been paying attention, you might not understand it. But really, you're looking at this news and going, man, number 2, this should rile you up. This should get you excited and energized for the year, not going, oh my God, yeah, we're still one of the top teams in North America. No, you should be feeling disrespected. You should be feeling, put down to not be in that number 1 slot, given what happened last year, given the upgrades that you've been able to make. The unfortunate thing is there's a pretty damn strong argument against you being number 1 in the North American region. It's going to be pretty fun to talk about that one.
Yeah, but anytime you're actually, they beat everybody in their group at Worlds. I think because of the sad, poor ending to playoffs that they had after going 15-3 in the regular season, you expected them to, at the very least, get to that winners finals. Obviously, they ended up losing back-to-back series to FlyQuest and TSM, but the World's run ended well for Team Liquid, and 2021 looks even brighter than what you had in 2020.